And right now, I am with Jmpd spokesperson, Mr. Xolani Fihla. So, could you kindly introduce yourself, please?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I am Xolani Fihla, the superintendent and spokesperson for the Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department.
And for an event of this magnitude, how does the Jmpd actually prepare for such a big event?
For events of this magnitude, of course, we need collaboration with other stakeholders. It is a big event. Firstly, with the event organizers, they need to apply with the city's JOC, which is a joint operation command, where then they send their requests and demands for hosting such an event. Once the application is done, then all the various departments are pulled in together to ensure that the event runs smoothly. With the Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department, our primary focus for events like this is traffic management, is to ensure that people go into the venue safely, and when they do leave, they leave safely. But secondly, is to ensure that if there is any congestion around the area, we do alleviate it so that there's free flowing traffic.
Okay, all right. And also, I'd like to know, in terms of bylaws enforcement and prevention of how the three functions happen on the ground during the RandShow, how do you actually facilitate that?
With JMD, we're not like typical law enforcement agency. We vary a bit from the South African Police Services and from the traffic police. Our functions, of course, is bylaw enforcement for one. Secondly, it's traffic management and traffic enforcement. And thirdly, it is crime prevention. When it comes to bylaws, we know that each and every city has its own bylaws, which makes sure that the city is run in a proper and optimal manner. And with us as the JMPD, we enforce some of these bylaws. Important bylaws that we do enforce are informal trading, advertising bylaws, waste management bylaws for illegal dumping, and also other bylaws like water and electricity bylaws, which we enforce together with City Power and Johannesburg Water. When it comes to the RandShow, of course, we're looking outside the vicinity. People who are already selling within the RandShow, within the Expo Center grounds, of course, they have applied to the city to get permits and also permission through the event organizer. But watching outside, we ensure that people are adhering to some of these bylaws, and especially informal trading. If you are trading in places where you're not to be trading, then our officers will then be enforcing that.
Oh, okay. And so, how do you ensure community engagement and visibility?
Community engagement is very key, and I think for us, law enforcement, people do have that perception of negativity regarding law enforcement. For one, our engagement is through the enforcement, day-to-day enforcement, but what's most important is through education and awareness campaigns, and this is where the RandShow comes in. As the JMPD, we do have a unit which deals with that. It's a community outreach unit, which goes out to schools, goes out to community centers, to churches as well, to teach the public about the JMPD. But with the RandShow, then we have all the units within the JMPD, and then people can come and interact with the various units, whether it's the bylaw management unit, whether it's the special events management unit, where people can know how to host events in the city of Johannesburg, and also other units which are key, which is the internal affairs unit, where people can know if they do have any complaints regarding JMPD officials, they can lay their complaints with them. And of course, our alcohol evidence centers. If people are driving under the influence of alcohol, with those unit members, then you can learn what not to do and how to stay safe.
And there's one thing that I've noticed: as the community, as people, we tend to be non-compliant when it like to comply with the law. So how do you actually, I heard that you're saying that you do educate, but is the education enough so that when a JMPD officer tells me that you cannot drink and drive, so that I understand that this time I am in the wrong, I have committed a crime? So how is the education impact from the JMPD side, making sure that me as a layman or me as a South African citizen truly understand that I have not, I've committed a crime, or I am what's the word?
Yeah, transgressing
Yes,
the bylaws.
the bylaws,
Yeah.
exactly.
With that, when it comes to education, we can teach and give awareness as much as possible. But at the end of the day, it is the responsibility of you as a person. Let's say for drunken driving, behind the steering wheel, it's you, the driver. It's not me as the police officer who's saying, no, you can turn left, turn right, and don't drink and drive at that time. We can give you the education, but the responsibility lies with you as a person. And it is unfortunate, as you do say, that people do not comply, where else we do educate. We can educate as much as possible, but at the end of the day, it's you as a person who needs
Because
to
I
be
think also
responsible.
another burning issue is where people just want to throw litter, go in an open space and create like
Yeah.
dirt. So how it's just so frustrating because I can even see in the community groups that a lot of people are crying with. There are people throwing rubbish outside right in front of my yard. How does one or as a community stand up against that throwing around of rubbish and littering or in front of a school? How do we actually make sure that people are educated about this?
That is definitely a great question, because we have seen in the past that people used to disregard and neglect that. If people just throw anywhere, people won't say anything about it. But it's good to see that the community are up in arms and they want something to be done about that. And fortunately, with the JMPD, we do have a unit that deals with illegal dumping. And you are free to call the City of Johannesburg's numbers, emergency numbers, where then the JMPD officers will be deployed. But it is also important that if you do see something like that happening, take a picture, take a registration number of that vehicle or a picture of that person. Then it'll be easy for us as JMPD to identify. And if that person is then caught with the bylaws, what we do is we issue out a citation, which also has a summons for you to go to court. So if you choose not to pay the fine, you have an option of going to court and representing yourself. But if you don't go to court, then there'll be a warrant of arrest. And if then you are caught with our tracing processes, then you have to, one, pay the fine, and pay an extra addition to the fine, which is called an NAG, which is admission of guilt. And with that, then it's an extra addition to the fine. But I think important is education. And one thing that has been lacking within the city of Johannesburg is people knowing about the city bylaws. But with people then coming up in arms and wanting things to be done about it, then it is a great move for us as the city to take advantage of that, meet the people halfway and teach them about the city bylaws and how to report.
So I'm glad that there is a fine. So would you tell me, Guti, how much is the fine if I throw a rubbish, like my whole rubbish bin? How much is the fine?
The fine is 1,500 Rand under the waste management bylaws.
Wow, that is a very hefty
And you
fine.
can still be arrested, and as I did say, that you can still be arrested for that, because you are given a summons to go to court. If you fail to go to court, then you will be arrested. Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. So let us keep on educating through events like this, the RandShow, and also out in the communities. So how does one actually get to contact or maybe follow the JMPD on social media platforms?
To contact the JMPD for emergencies, you can call the City of Johannesburg's number, which is 011 375 5911, or the alternative number, which is 011 375 5918. And then the JMPD also has our own command center number, which is 0800 002 587. And you can also follow us on social media pages. We've got a Facebook page, we've got an X page, and we've also got a TikTok page, which we are still starting to build it up a bit. It's not too active as the Facebook and the X page, but you can catch us on those platforms.
In closing, what is your message to the people out there who are celebrating Easter? Everyone is going up and down. We're in a celebratory mood. What is your message as the JMPD to each and everyone outside?
Our message for everyone, especially in the Easter period, we do know that it is a busy period, and especially on our roads. People are on holiday, others are going to religious pilgrimage like churches. So it is important for you to be keeping safe. If you are on the road as a motorist, make sure that you do adhere to the rules of the road at all times. Avoid the unnecessary driver behavior, like driving under the influence of alcohol, speeding, reckless and negligent driving, and distracted driving as well. We've seen that that is a big problem where people are talking or texting on the cell phone as well. But what's important as well for our road users is our pedestrians. We've seen in the past years that we have higher numbers of pedestrian fatalities more than motorists these days in the city of Johannesburg. So it's important for them to be keeping safe as well. They are not permitted to be walking on the freeway. And secondly, if they are walking on the roadway, make sure that you walk on the verge of the road or on the sidewalk, not necessarily on the roadway. Cross safely, and if you are walking at night, wear bright colored clothing, and also in the early morning as well. But generally, to the whole public, please cooperate with law enforcement on the ground. We are here to assist, and if you have any problems or challenges, we are there to assist you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fihla.
Thank you.
Weird time.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Alrighty.
A picture.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank
Mike,
you.
sir.
Oh. Go.
Thank you so much.